Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back at Bay Legends.
Woo!
Oh, my God. What a day we've had. Oh, my. Zina,
Yes.
man, you did so good on the first one, man. You just set us all up.
I learned from you.
Man, I don't know how because you've been gone for 2 months, but
Oh, that's cool.
but you know what I'm saying, though? But you know what? We got somebody in the house, man. This cat has played with everybody in the Bay Area. Man,
Almost.
we don't even have to go into that. We'll get to it. Man, Tony Lindsay, thank you for coming.
Woo!
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, man.
I didn't know you guys were doing this, man. This is great.
Oh, man, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Getting off to a good start.
So how many have you done so far?
Oh, man, I think you might be like the 10th.
You mean to tell me I had to wait to number 10?
Well, you know, we couldn't get in touch with you until we did the 9th
Oh, that's
one.
a good one.
But, you know. But no, man, it was good to have you here, brother. And I
Yes.
remember meeting you when you did the video and you sang on the song for Mark.
Sacrifice.
Yes.
Marvin Van.
And that
That's
was
a great tune.
Yeah, man, it was.
Produced by her brother, Peter
Yeah,
Michael.
Peter Michael on the
That
video.
was a great tune.
Mm.
And I'm going to tell you, shooting that video was kind of wild, too.
Yeah.
Riding down the Embarcadero in
You
that
look
car.
good, though. I got to
I'm
give it to
telling
you.
I was like,
You
Yeah,
had
I
a little
remember.
thing. I was like, oh, go ahead, Tony. What's up? What's up with that?
oh, you know. I'm just trying to hang with the best out here. That's
Is
all.
it
Yeah.
hard looking good all the time?
Yes, it is.
No.
Especially now. You know, we're all getting a little bit older now, so
And
we
especially
got to work
when-
on it a little bit harder.
And especially when you got Leah Ticey in the video sitting
Yes.
right, you know, it didn't hurt.
But look at Z too now.
I know. But yeah, and we got
Everybody's
her in the
keeping
new
it
video.
together.
I'm trying.
We got her
trying.
dancing in this new video.
That's right.
Man, let's talk about that and we'll rewind when we go.
All
Let's
right.
talk about that new one.
So we're gonna go through them from the new one and then go
yeah,
backwards.
let's go. Let's
Sure.
backtrack.
Well, the new one is
That's it.
That's my picture there. All is one, and I love the song. It's a great tune.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wrote it with Randy Amata, and he
yeah.
produced it.
Nice.
And
Great guy.
Peter Michael Escovedo produced the video.
Yeah.
Got Zina dancing in it, and some other Bay Area people,
Awesome.
Omega and
yeah.
Kamiko and Luke Frank, and
Man, the crew.
yeah. So it came out really good.
Yeah.
Did you write the album this year or last year?
Actually, that song was written about 15 years ago.
Really?
But it was timing is everything.
Yeah.
You know,
And it
with everything
happens like
you
that.
do, and with the pandemic and all the craziness going on right now, I called Randy. I said, "Didn't we do a song that's kind of was talking about this kind of thing that's happening now?" He said, "Yeah, I think it was." He said, "Hold on a second." He was sitting at his computer at the time. He scrolled down. He said, "All is one." I said, "That's the one."
Yeah.
I said, "Send me a copy of it," because I was trying to remember how it went. And,
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
and that was it. 2 weeks later, boom,
Wow.
put it out.
So did you revamp it a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I had to go back and change a few lyrics on
Yeah.
it to make it more
Right, to
current.
fit.
But
But it really is the perfect song for right now.
Yeah.
Because the messed up part is about this song is you hear it once and then 3 days later in the shower you're like, I'm gonna kill Tony. It's just one of those hooks that the song is so good.
I want people to be sick of me. I am
Right,
serious.
Right.
You know, when I hear a good tune, like when I heard that tune, "Happy,"
Yes.
Oh.
And it stays with you.
man, I wish I had written that. And another one is that "Don't Worry, Be Happy,"
Right.
that Bobby McFerrin
Yep.
tune.
Yep.
Those kind of tunes, they stick in your head.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a trip because a lot of times, if an artist has a tune that gets to be real popular and gets to be a huge hit or whatever,
Yeah.
they don't like playing the song anymore
Right.
because
It's
they're
true.
tired of it.
Right.
I'll sing that song 45 times a night if I have to.
Right. No
Kidding?
problem.
No, none at all.
But tell everybody what the song is about and how did you come to write it?
Well, what the song is about is actually all of us actually coming together and supporting and being kind and
Yeah.
friendly and
Yeah.
generous with each other. Because, you know, when the bottom line is with all this political stuff going on, they're not going to take care of us. We got to take care of each other.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
And if we don't take care of each
As
other,
we've seen.
everything is going to go south.
Yeah.
And that's what and you know and that's a message that, you know, Marvin Gaye was talking about
Oh,
this
yeah.
Mm-hmm. stuff back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed. Actually, it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
now.
so that's the kind of message that I always like bringing positive messages with things, you know.
Yeah. That's
You know,
great.
because
it's so
we
simple. It's like why is everybody at each other's throats, man? I know, you know, it's so unnecessary.
well, it's
Take
just
time just to listen to people and just hear them out.
Yeah.
You know?
it's just that some people just feel that everything that they do is right and
That's true.
everybody else is wrong.
Right.
And that's when you have a problem right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Separation.
One of the biggest things, money. If we can get rid of money, that would take care of everything.
Man, let's go
Just
back to
exchange.
bartering.
You
Yeah,
could sing a
bartering,
song
doing
for some
favors.
food.
Yeah.
I could salsa dance for like a pizza.
You see what I'm saying? Because then
Freaks out.
we'd be forced to help each other out in that case. You know, somebody your next door neighbor needs a lawn cut or something, and you go on over there and do it. You wouldn't be. But money is just the root of all evil, as they say, and it's true.
Yes. And also, so I was reading on you. So you were born in New York.
In Kingston, New York.
Kingston, New York, right?
I even got a Kingston. My dad played softball. He's long gone. He passed away when I was just getting ready to turn 18 years old. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the team that he played on, nobody could beat that team. So now they're in the Hall of Fame. And I figured, well, since this is
Sweet.
supposed to be a Bay Area legend thing, I might as well wear
That's
a
sweet.
legendary shirt of my James
man.
Philip Lindsay.
Yeah, man.
I was
Beautiful.
born and raised in
That's
Kingston,
dope,
New York.
dude.
And then you came to the Bay Area.
I moved out I moved to San Jose in 1980.
Yeah.
What brought you out here, though?
The warm weather. I'm serious about that too.
Really?
Because I was going to school at Albany State University, which is like 52 miles north of my hometown, and it's so doggone cold back there. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. And that last winter in 1979 that I spent in Albany,
That was
I
it.
was like, nobody should have to live like this.
So did you end up coming to visit here first?
No. I had a friend of mine who we were in a band together back in New York,
Right.
and we were traveling all around, and then the band split up.
Yeah.
So his dad's only living brother lived in San Jose. So
Wow.
he told his wife and all of them, he said, look, you know what? I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on this earth or my brother. He said, I want to spend my last days wherever my brother's at. So the whole family moved out to San Jose.
Wow.
And I contacted him, my buddy Tony Cascetti, who's also gone now, Italian family, man.
Right.
I contacted him. I said, hey, man, you know what? I have to get out of here. I said, could you check with your folks, see if it's okay for me to come and stay out with you guys until I get on my feet?
That's awesome.
He called me back like 2 minutes later, said, my mom and dad said, bring it, man.
Nice.
So I shipped everything I had on UPS, you know, I had a job there and I was working with a band. So I just kept saving my money. I shipped everything out.
Right.
And then April 1st, 1980 was my first full day in California.
Wow.
Sweet.
Wow.
And I never turned back.
Yeah.
And my mom was freaking out. She goes, oh, my God, you're going all the way across the... I said, you know what? If I do my absolute worst and have to live on the street, at least I'll be warm.
Wow.
New York is cold, man.
It's changed though a lot
Especially,
since
no,
you know.
It'll
It's changed a little bit.
not
since
that much.
40 years though.
Yeah.
So 80 to 220. But
That's,
it's still nice.
it's cold.
We just got to get.
It's
Get
cold.
this.
I love New York.
These fires under control.
You know, I will
all.
always, New York will always be in my
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, it's too doggone hot
It is.
and humid. Big old mosquitoes
Yeah.
flying around, sucking
Yeah.
the blood out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in the wintertime, freezing cold.
Yeah.
So
And how are you supposed to just get around and get to these gigs and all
It's
this
tough.
stuff?
Well, see, that was the thing. You know, I was in bands all the time back there.
Yeah.
So, and you know, back in those days, man, we started, especially in New York, we started at 10 o'clock at night, and the gig didn't end until 3 o'clock in the morning.
But
Yeah.
that was the great gigs, though.
And we made $50 a
I
night.
know.
But Tony, but
That's a
Tony,
real musician.
I heard something about like you were like 8 or 9, 10 years old, and you were singing a cappella with a
Actually,
group.
I was
that the first
I was
group?
7.
You were 7.
Matter of fact, I think I texted you the The photo.
the
of it?
picture.
Yep.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. I was the youngest one in the band. I was actually 7 when we started that. I think in that photo that I sent you, I was probably about 10 years old then. We had a group called Four of a Kind.
Wow, that's nice.
Acapella singing, and a couple of the older guys that because back then the Temptations, Four Tops, all those groups were popular. So a guy named Wayne Anderson, who is passed on now too, he's like, he heard us and he said, "You guys serious about this stuff?" He said, "Yeah, man." So he took us. His one of the guys that was in the group lived in this building with a whole bunch of apartments in it.
Right.
And Wayne Anderson's girlfriend lived up on the top floor. So he'd take us upstairs, take us in one of the bedrooms and teach us how to sing harmonies and stuff. We were little kids, man.
Now,
What
how
song-
did you guys get together? Like, I mean, it's
We were just friends. We grew up together.
Okay, so and it's just like, hey, man, let's
we-
put a band together. What
It's
the
just
heck?
neighborhood
So you just
cats.
started.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And it was
funny.
cool. We never got in trouble.
Yeah.
Our parents always knew where we were at. We went to school,
Yeah.
came home, did our homework,
Went
and
to
we
rehearsal.
went to practice.
That's great.
And then we started, it's amazing. I tell my son this all the time too. I said, it's amazing the number of people, if they see you doing something in a positive direction, you'll be surprised on where all of the help comes from and you don't even know it.
Right.
We had people that we started entering talent shows and all. We were kicking everybody's butt too.
Of course.
Oh man,
You're
we were,
Tony.
You know what I'm
Making
saying?
grown men cry.
We were dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about we were cute too. We had, so we had our patent leather shoes
Right.
with black pants, the tuxedo pants,
Yes.
with bow ties and cummerbunds and all that, and all of that. We were tearing up, doing all the Temptation steps and all
What
of
songs?
this.
What songs were you singing at that age?
Actually, what was funny? We were doing Beatles stuff.
You were.
We were doing Santana stuff.
Wow.
Even back then. And then we were doing a lot of Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and and some of those tunes. If the four of us get together, we still remember all that stuff we did back then.
That's
So
incredible.
were your parents musical?
Oh
when
yeah.
growing up? Because I mean, at 7 years old, you already knew you wanted to sing, or
Well, my mom,
or you were already singing or something.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
doing it. My mother used to. She was singing in the church, of course.
Right.
My dad would walk around the house singing and
Okay,
stuff.
I got it. Okay.
But all of my other brothers and sisters, either church and I got a bunch of nephews and nieces out there right now
Yeah.
that are pretty scary.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of them live back east. Matter of fact, there's 2 of them that live in L.A. now,
Okay.
but most of them are still back on the East Coast.
Branching off.
So it's just in the family.
Oh yeah. It's just like your family.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I just I don't play an instrument, none of that. So
Yeah, but-
it doesn't go
but you
all the way
dance.
down. Yeah, I can dance.
That's what I always
Yes, you
say.
can.
I can dance.
That's what I say.
I got that.
That's art.
That's true.
She got some
Oh,
vocal
really?
skill. Yeah, she does. She does. She got some vocal. We're gonna do some tracks with her. We got some ideas.
Is that
for-
right?
Yeah. I mean, for like the show and everything.
It's
just have
their
some
idea.
fun.
It's their idea.
It is, but it's gonna be cool. Kind of like a nowhere type thing. I think I'm.
Hey,
kinda
you know-
going with like a house kind of thing with her doing some cool little.
Hey, you know what? They got Paul Abdul and all of them. If they can do it,
Oh,
That's
man.
true.
Right.
That is true.
Right.
you know what I'm. Britney Spears.
That's true.
Yeah.
If they can
she's
do
better
it,
than Brittany. She's better than Brittany.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
can vouch for that.
Well, let's talk more about you.
Yeah. Well,
Get off.
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
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 I like the conversation about it.
We'll take this out.
Well, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
you. We'll
yeah,
text.
yeah,
We'll text each other.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not calling. All right. So, Tony, you got here in 80.
1980, man.
You played one of the first guys I saw on the collection of CDs.
The
I
Danny
know,
Ho
it is-
Quintet.
All
It's
these
it's a
different
lot
things,
of
man.
albums.
There's a lot of.
See, I still say albums.
But I
Me
noticed
too.
I noticed that you met Ronnie Beck. So was he one of the first guys you met when you got here?
No,
No. So how did you?
Ronnie.
How was your musical path when you got here? Like, who were the first guys you met? I see this.
that
like, we go
that
back
top
there.
one right there, the Danny Ho Quintet.
Yes.
That was the first band that I was. Actually, that might have been the second. No, that actually was the first band that I was in.
Yeah.
I'd
Then
done
we
some
got-
other
then we
stuff.
got- well, let's go through it real quick. We got Almost Home. We
Yep.
got Different Moods.
That was my first solo CD.
This one.
Yep.
Different Moods. And then we got The Message is Love.
The Message is Love.
Yeah.
So that was the second solo.
That's a good shot, too. I like that.
Let me see this one.
And then I might have got these out a little whack here. No, I think
Yeah, it was all right.
We're right. No, we're right. I thought I mixed them up.
So
But
now
then
the-
we got Tony Lindsay.
Yep.
So what was this one about?
That one, they're all about love and togetherness.
Okay,
and
good.
Not only
So
that's
you
all
write-
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then we got
That one there is you hear now is a compilation of
memoirs.
Yeah,
Yep,
'Cause they
songs
were-
from the past.
song from the past. So
Yeah.
I did a mixture of a whole bunch of it.
Now,
and
this
then
is this a little kind of deeper? You think?
no, it's just
reflecting.
some stuff that I'd done in the past that has
Sure.
combination of what's on some of those CDs.
Now,
there.
now on all these records, are they kind of the same genre, or is it kind of a wide range?
All R&B.
Okay. Oh, all R&B.
And then
okay.
after that one was
And
this one
then-
here, Something Beautiful.
Yeah, Something Beautiful, and then we got Pacific Standard Time
And that's all jazz.
with Michael O'Neill Quintet.
Michael O'Neill Quintet, man.
Yeah.
Did you write everything that's on all
On-
of your
on those, yep.
CDs?
That's a lot of work, man.
Sure
And we haven't
is.
even got to Santana.
None of the Santana stuff.
Yeah, well, let's break it in. How did you get into Santana? Well, wait a minute, because we were just talking about the Danny Hall you got here,
Right.
and then so how did you kind of land? I mean, you take us through like how when you got here, you were playing, you met some guys. How did that lead you into the Bay Area scene?
So now when I moved here, and it was crazy too, because see back in New York, when you go out back there,
Yeah.
everybody's suit and tie all the
Right,
time.
right.
That's how we went out.
Yeah.
So I came out here and I was going out every night of the week, even after I found a job working at a men's clothing store. Matter of fact, it was Montgomery Ward's. Remember Montgomery
Yes.
Ward's?
That was
going to be my
next question.
That and Guitar Center
Right.
Yeah.
were my first two gigs
That's
that
what
I had.
I wanted to talk to you about.
And so I go to work, and then every single night of the week, I was out finding out, where the clubs were,
Yeah.
where the band, because there was a lot of live entertainment
Sure.
in the Bay Area. I mean,
Yeah.
there were clubs everywhere.
They were all
It was
open.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I finally I found this place called Lord John's down in Santa Clara.
Okay.
And that Danny Hull Quintet was playing there. I'm like, wow, these guys are pretty good. So,
Yeah.
I'm hanging around, got to know the cats, and say, hey, man, you guys mind if I sit in and do a tune? Yeah. So I got up and I sang, and they were like, whoa. And I said, hey, I play some congas too, Can I bring So then I started following where they were going.
Right.
And I'd take my congas with me and go sit down, and if they asked me to sing a song, then I'd go ahead and do it.
Cool.
And it was crazy because Lord John's was one of the places. That's where I first met those guys. And then there was another club in Mountain View called Bourbon Street
Okay.
that was really popular. All the 49ers and all those guys used to hang out in. So, and then I started going following them at Bourbon Street. So now Danny is sax player,
Right.
tall white guy, real good looking, great
Yeah.
singer. Played a horn, he was killing. He was
Yeah.
used to do the 2 horns at a time and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
The
Showmanship.
ladies loved him, but he did not want to share no spotlight at all. And so I it wasn't my band, so I kept cool. But the thing that was cool about it, the club owner at Lord John's and the club owner at Bourbon Street said, hey, they pulled Danny aside and said, look, we're not trying to tell you who to put in your band. Said, but when you play here at our club, we want him
Right.
playing with you. He said, don't
Love
worry
it.
about the money. We'll pay him separate. And that's how the whole thing started.
Right.
And so then one of the CDs that's missing is Spangalang, because
Right. Yeah.
Spangalang is a really popular band here in the
Yeah,
Bay
that's
Area.
how that's the first time that I heard
Yeah.
your name was with Spangling.
And that's where Ronnie Beck came in too.
Right.
And Spangalang came out of the Danny Hull Quintet. Danny left the band,
Yeah.
and then that's when Spangalang formed.
wow.
When I joined the Danny Hull Quintet, a guy here that was from Oakland, California, by the name of Gaylord Birch was the drummer in the Danny Hull Quintet.
He was one of my favorites, man.
And Gaylord was a good
God,
buddy
it's
of
weird.
mine.
The ones
Yeah.
that passed away, just like, when you think about it, it's like they're all like really, really inspired me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Well, Paul V, and just
exactly.
Gaylord was just amazing, though. His pocket, and
Unbelievable.
build was just, yeah.
And that when he was in the band when I joined the Danny Hull Quintet, and I remember.
Oh, I know.
I'll never forget the last thing that he said to Danny when he decided that he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
He said, Danny, I'm going to tell you, he said, I never tell anybody, about band members and all of you guys. He said, but if you don't have this guy in your group, you're making a big mistake.
Right.
I'm sure he didn't like that too much.
No, he didn't. Because that was 3 people now who told him the same thing. And, that's how it all started. And
Yeah.
and with the whole thing that led to the Santana thing now. So Ronnie Beck ends up getting into Espangalang.
Right.
And Ronnie was in Tower of Power before that.
Right.
Because he replaced Dave Garibaldi for a while. So now him and Chester Thompson was the keyboard player with Tower when Ronnie was in there.
Yeah.
Chester goes on to Santana. Ronnie's not playing with Tower of Power anymore, but when Chester comes off the road from Santana, he's always calling Ronnie, hey, where you guys playing? Because he loved the band. Because with Spangalang, we had 5 lead singers in that group.
Wow.
So can you imagine what the harmonies and stuff were like?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's beautiful.
So who were some of the guys? Because I'm sure I know some of them.
Well, we had Ronnie, of course, Danny Hull, myself. Bob Bain was the bass player. And Steve Zarnicki was the keyboard player.
Okay, and then, but on the vocals, though, when you said you had 5 up at one time?
Everybody could sing.
Oh, in the
Even
band.
in the band.
Oh, shoot.
And
that's
even when
great.
we changed members, we had another guy by the name of Ronnie Watkins who went on and played with the Whispers after a while. He played guitar and saxophone, and he could sing too. I mean, he was ridiculous.
Wow.
Another guy that was in the band, Skylark. You know Skylark? Big, tall bass player.
Oh, yes.
Played with the Doobie Brothers and all of them.
Oh, wow.
Matter of fact, I think he played with Sheila at one time too.
That's weird. Never
I don't
heard of
know.
this guy. Never heard of him.
Yeah, he lives in Las Vegas now, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So then so Spangaling, that was just like this, like I just remember like it was an ongoing gig. Like you guys had like what was the place like? See, I'm not from South Bay, but that's probably why I didn't hang out down there so much back in the day when I got my experience playing. But shoot, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But
that happens to us.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's like all these places that we played that are not around.
But
anymore.
though,
What was the place that you guys like made pretty much like the Spangalang hang?
oh, we had.
You had a bunch
Especially
of them.
it's in the South Bay.
Yeah.
Because we played Tuesday through Sunday every week.
Yeah, but
for
this is-
years.
What are you talking about? Like in the 90s?
80s and 90s.
Because I don't.
Wow.
Because
There was a
5
place.
nights a week is like where?
Oh no!
That
man.
ended a long
There
time.
was a place
Everywhere.
in Los Gatos
Yeah.
called Seasons,
Okay.
and we played there on Tuesday night.
Right.
The cool thing about the Danny Hull Quintet thing too is,
Yeah.
if we started at 9:30 at all the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't in the club by 8 o'clock, you couldn't get in.
Wow.
Because it was
So there's
packed
just lines around the corner all the time.
all the
Yeah,
time.
Santa Cruz was like that too.
So
Super
Tuesday
packed.
we did Seasons. Wednesday night for 13 years, and Wednesday night we played at a club called Lord John's down by the Santa Clara University.
Right, right.
Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday we played at Bourbon Street in Mountain View, and on Saturday and Sunday, without fail, every weekend we would have 1 or 2 weddings on the weekend. I mean, we were we were rolling in
So
it,
you
man.
were just,
Yeah.
I mean, you were working all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Did you love that though, working that much?
Sure did.
You did.
I was throwing that money in the bank, man.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
putting it away.
Yeah. For
You know, there was a really good times because, man, the clubs, there were clubs everywhere. And then we started playing in Oakland at Ivy's.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Remember Ivy's down by the
Yeah.
railroad tracks?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you, it was real interesting because, you know, up here in Oakland, you got all the brothers with the funk groups and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here you got 2 black guys in the band, and the rest of the band is white. And we came in there doing some jazz stuff, and we added the funk stuff in there. And they're like, "Who the heck are these cats?"
Right. Right.
And singing
And just
like crazy.
killed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
John Ivy and them, they had us there quite a bit. And then we played at Jeffrey's Inner Circle quite a bit too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They always had great bands though.
Yeah. Music scene here, man.
I know, it's incredible. And the thing is too is that I looked at because I know we're going back and forth, but when I'm looking at the video, you know, the new video,
Mm-hmm.
so I absolutely love your style, your hat, the way that you dress, your coats, and I mean, where do you get that from? Is
you made me push my sleeves up. Remember that? She pushed those sleeves back.
Yeah. She
And I
does
hear
that.
people
She-
commenting that, "Oh man, you pushed the sleeves back." I said,
She's into details, brother.
I
You
said,
know,
yeah,
it's like
Zina-
she made
Zina
this,
told
like,
me to do it.
5 minutes before she made the little.
cool.
Yeah, she went out and made all that up out of her backyard. That was cool.
yeah.
But
so
your,
what do you, yeah,
but
where
your
do you get
brother, he called me and said, "Okay, it's going to be all white."
right.
I said, "Yeah, well, I'm going to add a little color to that." And he's like, "Is it going to be red?" I said, "Nope, it's going to be yellow."
But you're always dressed though. I mean, you're always dressed. Every time I see you're on stage and you have, bracelets and all kinds of cool jackets and, but where do you get your style from though?
I'm watching your dad is who I'm watching.
Yeah.
You talking about somebody that knows how
I
to-
know.
Pete Escovedo throws down.
Yeah.
He does.
Yes, he
He's
does.
sharp.
And that's when you see people like him, who's always, I'm like, man, do you have a pair? I ask him, do you have any jeans at all? Anything?
Yeah,
When
I
he's
think-
not on stage.
yeah,
He got
but
a nice sweatsuit too.
the only time that he bought jeans was maybe 5 years ago. Everything is in slacks.
Yeah.
He's dressed to the T. He irons his pajamas before he goes to
Wow.
bed. And then also, which I didn't know, I found out maybe 5 years ago, he sprays cologne on him and brushes his hair, and then he lays in bed.
Wow.
That's my father.
I'm
And that's
telling
why
you.
Moms is still around.
Hey.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Wow. But see, that's, Pete and, people his generation are
That's
what
true.
actually, they set the standard for, what we should be doing.
That's
But
right.
you said that you dressed when you were small.
Back
So
in New
was
York,
that
too.
from your father or your uncle or
That was just a New York thing. People
that's
back
true.
in New
Yeah,
York,
that's true.
they
dressed
just,
really good?
he got dressed up all the time, man. It's like,
Right.
I mean, you go to a club back there, and I mean, everybody was suited down.
Yeah.
I came out here to California, people in sweats and everything,
Right,
and I'd be
right,
the
right.
only one in the club with a suit
That's
on.
what I was
dressed.
thinking when you were talking about all the suits
Like-
and wearing. I was like, and then you came out here and they were like, "Hey, homie,
Yeah.
lose it."
So now you can't get me out of sweats, man.
Oh,
I
yeah. It's
like
just so
being, I
comfortable.
like being relaxed now.
Yeah,
I know.
comfortable.
It's just so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to prove anything anymore. See?
That's true.
Back
So,
then
Tony-
we were trying to get the ladies to check us out and all that.
So Tony, for the people around the world outside of music, what is your thing? What is it? You got some hobbies? You got some other love, interests, things going on with?
The biggest thing that I love outside of doing music is swimming now.
Oh,
And it's killing me right now because everything is closed up.
You can't do too
Yeah.
much.
Can't get up, but I'm swimming every day, man.
yeah, that's good too. That's
Because
really good.
I hurt my knee from playing
need
too
to
much
get-
basketball.
I need to get in that pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But you're always in shape though.
I'm
that's
trying.
why.
I put on a couple pounds now, boy.
No, I still hear the lady screaming at you.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Is that right?
I look over and
still
I
look-
see
you
like
looking
all
good,
kinds
though.
of
You looking good.
women just.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're working with.
What can I say? Oh yeah.
Hey man, so we got to get to something. So tell me what it was like with like the most memorable things you learned or just experienced with Santana.
Oh.
Because we could talk about your music for part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. But
That's true.
unfortunately, we do have to end the show one of these days.
Ooh.
So
Not really.
Not soon. You go ahead.
Yeah,
Well, you
go
know what
ahead.
the biggest the main thing is and I tell a lot of guys this too. When you get in and you start working with groups like Santana and all of them, you make sure you pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the Santana thing is I was kind of a main focus, but at the same time I wasn't. He was. So I got to be out front doing a lot of things, but then I got to observe a lot of things that was happening, around,
Right, yeah,
business wise and all that. And I paid attention to all of that stuff, man.
Right.
And just seeing how to work a crowd of 10, 15, 20, 25,000 or more people,
Wow. So what was that like going from, playing with, the Bay Area scene and everything and then getting on that stage for the first time?
I never had a problem with it. The more people, the more my adrenaline.
Yeah, so it just worked out. It was just like,
You know.
yeah, this is it.
It's just like when, because I do a lot of national anthems around here for the teams too.
Yeah,
And I did back when the Giants had won the World Series that year. I did Game 5 when they played the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
And man, I walk out there and you look around the stadium. It's like 50,000 people there, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my blood just starts. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get this microphone, man.
Man, that's so awesome.
And the adrenaline takes over. And,
Yeah.
you
And I
know,
think that comes through too, because you're very confident when you sing. You're just like it's natural, very natural when you're up there.
I feel comfortable on
Yeah.
stage. When I have a hard time, if there's only a few people, like 4 or 5 people, that's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I get kind of shy with it.
Right.
Nobody believes that.
Right.
Shy?
Yes.
Did he say the word shy?
Why I am kind of shy.
Oh, I can tell.
But yeah, it's kind of hard, the 4 people just sitting there,
Yeah, because they're really watching.
right.
That's true. And
Right.
no other distractions.
No distractions, and that gets to be tough.
But do
Right.
you still sing? Do you still sing the same? I mean, it's always hard to say, but if you have like 5 people, and then the next day, then you have a huge gig, do you still sing the same, or are you more feeding off of the energy of the people?
It's feeding off the energy of other people is really. I mean, it's a whole different adrenaline thing to happen. Like right now, we have to perform in front of a camera.
Right.
And we don't know if anybody's looking at us or not.
Right.
And there's
right.
no,
No
audience, no
audience.
clapping, no.
It's like-
No. Yeah.
So it's going to be real interesting when we do get back to some kind of normal something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's you got to try to go ahead and perform the best that you can.
Yeah.
Whether you have 2 people there or 50,000. And I performed in front of. I mean, we did when Bill Graham passed away.
Yeah.
We did the show in Golden Gate Park. There were 350,000 people out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Did
mean,
they look like little dots,
you know
like
what I'm saying?
way far away?
Look like you can just run on the top of their heads and
Their
stuff.
heads.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
When you're
Powerful.
when you're on the stage that big, do you because you have to project so big of yourself, do you mostly stay in the middle, or you have to always move, from side to side
Oh.
for other singers? I mean,
Yeah,
that want to get to that point, but
We're moving.
you have to
Yeah,
always
you gotta work
move,
that
right?
Stage side to side, huh?
Well, the cool thing about the Santana band, it was not only me, but Andy Vargas was the other
Right.
singer. So me and him were like, we were all
Just
over that
working the
stage.
whole stage.
Yeah.
We were everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could go down in the audience, I'd do that too. Some of those stages, they had it to where the main stage would be up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then there would be another layer down the bottom,
Right.
and then the audience would be out there. So
Right.
we would jump down.
Yeah.
And I remember playing this one gig in Europe. I mean, I went so far out to the side of the stage that nobody in the band could see me anymore, and we had wireless microphones, so it was probably some kind of slapback going or
Right.
delay
right,
happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
you
had
know-
to be fun.
Yeah, but you gotta get out there and engage the
Yeah.
audience, because that's what they came there
so
for.
let me ask you this then, because this seems like it would be kind of a trip. So you're out there, you're touring for 20, 25 years,
Yeah.
and then you're coming back to the Bay Area. What is it? Was that kind of a transformation? Like because you're always being catered to. You're with Santana. Everybody's, hey man, bro, and then you come back home and.
Then you
Same,
have to-
it would be the same thing.
You have to put on your
With you, of
your own
course, 'cause,
jacket. You
you're
got to
a Bay
comb your
legend.
hair now, your own hair.
But
you know,
still,
it takes me all day to comb this hair.
It looks like it, and it
You
is
see what I'm saying?
gorgeous. It is sexy as I don't know what.
Ooh, I'm coming over there. I'm coming over there.
y'all
You give
doing
me-
a commercial now. This looks like this.
We
just
got
turned
commercial?
into some.
commercial. Yeah.
This just
Commercial.
turned into some sexy commercial thing. I'm just gonna slide off to the left.
But you know what it is?
What is
So
it?
now with me,
Why
I
there's-
never stopped doing my local gigs. Never.
Right.
Always
you always
had,
had something to come back
always
to.
had Spangalang and,
Yep.
and other bands that I was working with in the Bay Area.
Yep.
Because my thing is, this is where I was working on my craft,
Right.
and doing all these clubs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So 2 days before we would go on tour,
Right.
I wouldn't do any gigs.
Right.
Just to kind of get in my head and then get ready to go back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days after we got off the road, I wouldn't do anything just to get acclimated back home.
Right.
But between all that other time, my schedule was filled with gigs here in the Bay Area with
Yeah.
my band and other bands, doing stuff. Because and the cool thing was there's a few club owners that had said to me quite a few times, you know what, man, we really appreciate you continuing to do our club. You said, because
Right.
a lot of people that did a gig like you have, they come back home and their head's all big and they don't want
Right.
to.
So true.
I said,
Yeah.
man, you know what? I said, when that gig ends, I'm going to have to come back to you for a gig again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because nothing lasts
And-
forever.
And they got you primed to do that.
That's
gig.
right. Yeah, nothing lasts forever, man.
Right.
I
You
love
know.
the fact though that because my brother, I mean, it was a long time ago, but he would, he said, I'm going to do this gig. I don't even know if Tony would even do, because we have, he was doing a small gig. He goes, I don't know if he's going to, if he would be interested. And then the
me?
second that he called you, you're like, yeah. He was so excited, and he was just so happy. And I know that you do sometimes like small venues, but it's more intimate. It's more, engaging. And so the great thing is that I love that you love to perform more than anything.
And the Escovedo's calling me. You think I'm gonna say no? You got to be kidding me. I was like, wow, I can finally get in the mix here,
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, I just once you do something with her family,
Yeah.
you're a part of the family.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
can't get out.
I mean, everybody's
tried.
just so cool, man. It's and that's the way I came up. My mom was the same way. I tell people all the time, man, there were people in my house sitting at the dinner table next to me. I didn't even know who the heck they were.
Right.
All the time.
Did you have a big family?
It was 8 of us.
8 of you?
Yeah. Four brothers, 3 sisters.
Really? So where are you?
I'm number 7 out of 8.
Wow.
See there? I'm the lucky number.
Ah. Hey,
That's
so
interesting.
Tony,
Number
man,
7.
so what are we looking to in the future here? We got this record out. It's a digital download.
Digital
only,
download. Yep.
Right? So you guys can get that on all the
all
social media
all of the
forums?
digital download. You got iTunes,
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. You can get this thing any. And the thing is, that's good, the first single, because the rest of my record, I finished all my demos already.
Right.
So now Randy Amata is co-producing it with me.
Great.
So now he's got all the stuff, and I'm waiting for him to put his thing on them. And then I'm hoping that I'll have everything done, and I'll put a new CD out on the first of the year.
Great. Awesome.
Wait,
Well,
there's
we're
a couple things I want to ask you though.
Yes, you can.
One is because I like quirky stuff. That's me. But what do you sing in the shower?
I don't sing in the shower at all.
You don't. Everybody sings in the shower.
I sing more in my car.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you sing in your car? Like
Whatever
really
I hear
loud?
on the radio. And it's a trip.
Huh?
I put on. I'm constantly flipping through stations, so I'll go on and I put song. From the '60s. I'll
Yes.
have that on, and I'm singing all these songs that came out back then. That kind of a drag, they make me wanna cry. All that kind of stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And all of those songs that came out back then, I'm singing that. Then I'll switch to the '70s stuff.
Right.
But I'm mostly in my car. And the crazy thing is I didn't even realize that I was even listening to that stuff back then. And
Yeah.
it sticks in my head.
Hey, but being a lead singer, the more songs you can remember, that always tripped me out. How can you guys remember all those
All the
lyrics?
lyrics.
I'm telling you, it's a lot. And
It is.
And I do a lot of jazz gigs now too, so that's a whole
Right.
And what the cool thing was, there was a club here in San Francisco called Rosello's. Remember
Right.
Rosello's?
Yeah.
They
I don't think
they
so.
had 2 locations. One was on California and Divisadero.
Yep.
And then they had another location on Fillmore.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that owned the place lives here in Oakland too. He used to call everybody. He would call different musicians. Hey, are you available on Saturday night? Oh yeah. So I would go to this gig, not knowing who I was going to be playing with, and I kind of
put the band together.
he would put the band together, and he would call different musicians, and everybody would show up. I'd show up to the gig, not
Yeah.
knowing who I was going to be playing with.
Wow.
All of us like
Yeah.
walking in like, and so some nights it would be a band that all these cats knew was jazz stuff.
Right.
So it forced me to learn a whole bunch of jazz tunes.
Yeah.
Other nights it would be guys that only knew R&B stuff.
Right.
So that was pretty cool,
Yeah.
And it forced me to learn all this stuff, and I like learning new stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And you don't have to name names, but is there bands that you didn't like to play with?
Didn't like to play with?
Yes.
No.
You didn't play with them.
No?
He never played with them.
No?
I played with everybody. I just did everything.
Yeah.
Even when it was an uncomfortable situation,
Mm-hmm.
I did those too.
Really?
Because it brings something different out of you.
Yeah.
You sometimes
Is it like a challenge for you?
Yeah,
Is that
challenge.
why?
You got to be spontaneous with stuff, and
Yeah.
and You know, a lot of gigs I had to make stuff up.
Right.
Was it because you didn't know the lyrics?
Yeah,
I mean, some of the
li-
lyrics.
Oh, you'd be surprised at how many lyrics I make up.
I know.
If you make it sound good and you keep the melody happening,
That's true.
nobody
Everybody
even
would
knows.
still listen.
Oh yeah.
And what were you gonna ask? Sorry.
Oh man, shoot. Just I don't know. Just what do you see in the future? You know, with this music, how are we gonna put this thing back together? How do we bring it all back?
You just never stop.
Oh, I know, but we got stopped though. I'm saying, how do we break back into this?
Yeah,
thing?
but that's what I'm saying though.
You
just
don't.
because
they
see, because the world
yeah, we've been
the world
working.
is still
Hey,
turning.
Hey,
you know?
we're here right now
True.
working, brother. You know,
The world
You've
is
been
still
doing
turning.
I know what I was going to ask. Since after you got off the road with Santana, did you feel like you were getting a lot more work? Did you get calls from like different people that you would meet?
I was
on
working. I was working all the time, so it didn't.
yeah.
And nothing ever stopped.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you got when you were with Santana for all those years? I mean, did you get a lot of work on the side from that? Like meeting people, like say in London, and they went, "Hey, Tony, we want you to sing on our album."
Well, actually, it's funny you did say that because
Yeah.
there's this band over in Europe, they're based out of Germany.
Right.
They're called the Magic of Santana.
Whoa.
And you remember Alex Lidgerwood?
Yeah.
That sang with Santana,
Yeah.
the white guy with the pony?
Yeah.
Me and him, we do that gig over there with that band.
No way.
And the guitar player,
Yeah.
he looks like a guy that should be selling used cars. But man, this dude can play.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
He's got the tone. He's the closest to Carlos Santana's tone that I've heard anybody play.
Wow.
And
That's
it's
pretty
weird.
cool.
You see him playing, you look at him, you're going, this guy plays guitar like that?
So you
Weird.
go over like in while you were off, like you had free time or something. Then you go. Did you tour with these guys or
Yeah.
just record? Oh,
They
really?
they fly us over there.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
got an agent that booked. We played.
Yeah,
we
that's
did.
what
We
I'm
did
talking about.
tours in Spain.
Yeah.
We were in Austria.
Right.
Of course, Germany, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We were all over the place, man.
Oh yeah.
Where was your favorite place that you visited that
Oh,
you
man.
loved?
There's so many of them.
I know.
Because I've been around the world. I like Brazil a lot, though.
I wonder why.
Woof. Lord have mercy. But I love Europe too. Italy is one of my favorite places.
Man.
I mean, the food, man.
Just a
Italian-
whole nother
I got
culture.
family there, and I can't even get there.
The Italian
crazy.
food
Yeah.
and the fashion,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
food, you can stop in a truck stop in Italy and the food is like
Oh yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They just put that love into
That love is
everything.
in
You
there,
know?
man. I had a full Sicilian grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like South France was always fun doing that too. And I mean, I've been so many places with
Yeah.
and then in the 25 years I was with Santana,
Yeah.
we had probably gone around the world at least 20 times.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't know that he's out there, he's always working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
So
even
do you miss being on the road like that?
Yeah.
Because that was pretty heavy, right? You guys did a lot of.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure you guys had some days off in between. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Straight like
Oh, definitely had days
300
off.
days out of the year. I'm sure it was pretty.
Yeah, if we went to Australia or New Zealand like that, we'd have a couple days off before we did anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about touring that big on that kind of level?
Just meeting different people everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after we finished show, all the time, I would pretty much be the only one that would go down and go off to the side down in front to sign people's autographs and shake their hands and
Oh,
all
wow.
that. And you know, there's a few times some of the road crew like, "Hey man, you need to get out of the way." And I said, "You know what, man? A lot of these people that spent their last dime to come
True.
out here to see us, I can give them 5 minutes of my time to say hi to them and shake their hand
Right.
or sign something for them.
Absolutely.
Nobody else would go down.
Yeah.
I was there all the time.
No, that's
Yeah.
big, man.
Yeah,
It's
I love
important.
people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when people are driving and flying even into some of these gigs, right?
Some of these people came from like 2 or 3 different countries, and they would drive all the way or took the train.
Real
Wow.
cool.
And it's killing me right now that we can't hug each other anymore.
I
We
know.
can't.
Yep.
That's tough.
So what do you
Well-
want to tell the singers that are coming up, or anybody that's, gets intimidated when they get on stage, or they get scared, or they get fear, and they're asking themselves, should I even be doing this, or they don't have the greatest voices, but they have a lot of
Heart.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say to even adults that are even trying to start this career?
Well, you know, the main thing that I found when I would get nervous and on stage is if I wasn't sure and didn't know what I was doing. Sometimes, you know, the big shots would try to throw you a curve out there. And, you know, it would be something that you hadn't gone over. That was the only time that I would get nervous. And, you know, for people coming up, just practice and be confident when you get out there. And as long as you know what you're doing, if you know the song and you know the lyrics and all that kind of stuff, just get out there and do it, because everybody don't have a really good voice.
Right.
But it's your
True.
delivery.
It is.
If you deliver it right, people they're gonna listen and go, wow, you know, didn't have the greatest voice, but I sure like your confidence that you brought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cats out there that don't have a really good voice.
But but it comes off somehow. It's all there. Something's there that makes people go,
and
wow, this
take
guy's
care.
cool.
You know, take care of business too, man.
Yeah.
When people call you, call them back.
Yep.
You know, that's one thing that kind of really burns me up in the Bay Area.
Yep.
There's a lot of cats that, you know, I'm still waiting to hear back from guys that I called 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, if they were living in L.A. or New York,
Yes.
they'd be working at a restaurant waiting tables or something, because
Yeah.
you know, in those places,
true.
if you don't call back,
They'll
Yeah.
get somebody else
they've
in
already
5
called
minutes.
somebody.
Exactly.
So true.
Yeah. And a lot of these cats are sitting
Especially with all
around.
the internet and all the technology we have.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to really, if you
To go
really
to the
want to
next-
get back to somebody, you can do it. I mean,
Oh, easy.
Well, you'd be surprised on how many of them are sitting there with the phone right in their hand,
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
playing a video game on their
playing
phone,
video games
and won't answer.
And watching
That's true.
videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
gotta really
Just be
take care of business.
professional.
Be
Take care of
professional with it,
business,
man.
Keep your word.
Yes.
That's
how
it.
you get called back.
You know what? Because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people that have talent that's just stupid. But when it comes to them being a good person to work with or business wise, it's terrible.
Right.
So I'll end up calling somebody who is, you know, a good musician that I know they're going to be reliable.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we'll get the job done. It won't be
Yeah.
a whole bunch of fancy stuff going on, but you know what? As long as you get up there and do a
It's
good
no
job,
worry.
people.
It's no worry.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
brother, man. If
Tony.
we had, if we, man, maybe we'll have to do another part.
Hey.
We'll add to this one because I can see there's
Oh,
so
it's-
much
it's so-
more.
it's
we
so
didn't even
much.
touch. Yeah,
I
But
know.
you know what? We got started, and that's the main thing, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Can you sing us out with your
You
With
want
your
to sing
song?
something?
You talking about all is one?
Yeah.
All is one, my people, we are one. Come on, singing from your heart. All is one, my peeps, we are one. And don't forget that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Tony, for being on Bay Legends.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Love you so much.
Yeah.
This is a wrap. Bay Legends in the
Kingston, New York.
It's time to make it right between you and me. If you need a friend,